We have to once again apologize for the late start, even worse than yesterday, to the real issues. With me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside Jaquan, our technical operator. And it's technical problems. I know everybody says that, but it really is technical problems. And something has to be wrong, so I'm going to dispense with my usual another wonderful Wednesday to you. It is a good looking Wednesday. It's a nice feeling one as well. And Jaquan was also confirming with me before we started the program that while, we can expect some heat this time of day, but we are thankful. A little shower now and again to kind of add to the cooling, although it bigs up the humidity afterward. But, a few little showers and we have the breeze and so on. So the weather is being nice to us as we inch towards the hurricane season. I don't know if I should apologize or just explain for a difference in appearance that I'm sure you'll be noticing with me today. I don't have my regular eyeglasses. About an hour before I made my preparations to come to the station, the glasses, one side of it just came apart. I don't know, it didn't break, but the hinge seemed to have come out of the joint or something like that. So afterwards, I'll have to go to the eyeglass provider, to the eye care provider, to see if it can be repaired or if they'll tell me I need to get a new one and so on. So in the meantime, I had my backup goggles, which has my prescription lenses in it on the same strength, same specifications where the lenses are concerned as the eyeglasses, which is something I keep for in case I want to do some vigorous exercise or walking or something of that sort that may require some impact protection, that I kept there. And this is probably the first time that I am wearing them in almost, I'm sure, more than a year or so since I have them, maybe 2 years and so on. I can't even remember. I kept them there, and this is the first time I'm actually putting them to use, apart from trying them out, so to speak, to be walking about the place with them. They're meant to be a backup. So this explains the look. I don't know how I look, whether I look better or I look worse. If it is the negative, don't tell me. If I look more handsome and so on, flood me with messages. You know how it goes. We all like to be flattered and to have our egos stroked and that sort of thing. Cornelia Jacob, I'm depending on you for that. All right. Thank you so very much, though, that despite the late start yesterday, we had a great program. Really appreciate your stepping up and really coming to help me hold the fort in circumstances that were less than ideal. And that also is greatly appreciated. People, you hear me ranting a lot about the littering and how we treat our environment and the garbage and so on. I'm not going to talk about that today, but I just want to tell you something I've been observing, casual observation. The rats that I am seeing, all over the place. And to me, they're looking bigger every time I make that observation. They seem to be, we're never without rats. Throughout history, man has always had to deal with rats. They've never been able to eradicate them. It's a struggle to control them. They multiply very rapidly and in large quantities and so on. But any kind of encouragement you give them, as indeed our environment, if all the fast foods and the disposal and so on, it is a rat's paradise. And I am seeing rats that seem to look very big and very plentiful now. We talk a lot about vector-borne diseases, folks. That is one of the most notorious. That is one of the most dangerous, deleterious, harmful, menacing vectors that we can have. There is a wide range of diseases and pathogens and so on that they can carry and that they can transmit and convey and so on. You really don't want your place being overrun by rats. There are other creatures that you will find in the place, and surprise, surprise, they have never been linked to disease transmission. Many of us may be absolutely grossed out. We might not like, we might be totally afraid of lizards and geckos and toads and frogs and those. Well, surprise, surprise. When was the last time you ever heard about any disease being born, being transmitted, or the vector for it being a frog, being a toad? I'm trying to mix toad and frog together saying fraud, you know. Maybe if they meet together, that's what you'll call them, a fraud. All right, but we have enough human frauds already for us to bring something so close. But really what we have here, the quapo that we have, is not frog, it's a toad, you know. Already it is poisonous. It's a toxic substance that it emits and so on. You've never heard mabuya, we've never heard zandoli, we've never heard. In fact, even cockroaches, which I mean is one of those I am absolutely not afraid of, but I find it so revolting that I think you become hyper vigilant and hyper tuned to, you know, you hear this little check noise, crick noise, and you know there is a root somewhere. And when it happens in the house, I can be in the deepest of sleep and I happen to hear it, I wake up and I won't fall asleep again until I can find where it is and apply some spray and so on. You don't like it passing over you. But I don't know when last I ever heard about roaches being disease carriers. Not so with flies, the common house fly, with mosquitoes, and with rats, the rodents. They are very dangerous. Something is happening. Maybe it is seasonal. And you know, the resources that you have to allocate. I remember some years ago, the Ministry of Health, maybe it's still around, they had a rodent control unit, rodent control coordination unit, to which a specialist veterinarian, I think Dr. Paulinda Dupree was the head of it, to try to do something about the rat infestation in St. Lucia. And they're very common in the urban areas, in the populated areas, in the areas where there's, you know, dense residential areas, because it is easy for them moving from one garbage bin to another and then going in the house and nesting at the back of your stove without you even realizing it, eating out all the insulation and so on, so that they can make nests, eating through the insulation wires of the electrical things and doing other damage. That becomes a shelter place, a staging place from where they will go and raid the bins and do all kinds of things. We have to get the garbage thing under better control than we have it, people, because this can be tremendously dangerous for us. We have too many threats that we are facing in the country. Do not believe that because COVID seems to have receded, that it cannot come back, that something like it, something worse, you know, something more challenging can come up. And you don't want to be fighting too many battles at the same time. That at the same time you're fighting a pandemic or whatever it is the same time you have to be fighting a plague of rats and whatever that comes with them. And you'll be fighting, you know, the Zika and the chikungunya and the dengue and the malaria. You know, let us try to avoid fighting unnecessarily too many battles with the meager resources that we have as a country. That is why I'm pleading, you know, so that we can direct our resources towards better development and education and sustainability, to pursue initiatives like youth economy and so on, and MSME assistance, helping people, public assistance program. It would be sad if things that are avoidable, preventable, that we don't take charge of them, that we don't take control of them, so that the resources that we could put into developing ourselves, our young people in sports, in all those things, that we have to take it to go back to fighting this pandemic and this plague and this, that we could have done something about it. We don't need people to tell us those things. By now we should have matured enough as a people, you know, to know those things. Speaking about, you know, our roads and those sorts of things, my friends, really and truly, this morning, I happened to go up north to take my vehicle to the dealer, so for its servicing and so on. And the dealer, thankfully, nice of them, they have a shuttle service. So when you bring in the vehicle, they have a shuttle service that can drop you back off to a certain point, in my case, to come back towards town and so on. And the driver of the shuttle, when we left, he said he looked at the line of traffic, and I didn't know he was looking also at his Google Maps, which he has, you know, surveying the scene. And he decided it was better for him, quicker, if he went up Union instead of following the highway coming down to town, because he said his Google Map showed him that this traffic backup is from the area where we were at Chalk right down to VG. And so it would be better for him to go up Union, turn up to the Balata Mondudon Road, pass through Armandale, go around and pass through the Leclerc development, Chase Gardens or area, and then turn into La Panse, near Corelli, that area. Go through La Panse and then turn into that road that takes you down into Leclerc, and then find our way through there. You know what I found amazing is that an experienced driver, clearly he is, otherwise a company like the dealers would not be entrusting him with providing that kind of service, which, if you have an accident on that, it reflects very badly on you. You're the dealer and one of the people you have driving and so on, etc. You know how it goes. But it is amazing that he could have felt, and he was right, based upon what he told me he saw on his Google Maps and so on, that if we had gone there, we probably would not have gotten through the area, close to MBC where I disembarked. And that is something I keep talking about. We are supposed to be considering ourselves a modern 21st century, albeit small island developing country. But the amount of time, a colossal amount of time every day is spent, and I think I can safely say wasted, on that road with the slow-moving traffic. Now, I know many people say you find it everywhere. Yes, it's true, you find it everywhere. But when you consider that this traffic crawl that we have, and it seems like at all times of the day, it's just, to me, it's just hamstringing and handicapping, the capital of St. Lucia and the developed, urban northwest of St. Lucia, the Castries, Grosley Bowl, and all of that. It's really, to me, this thing is retarding development. And when you have people who come promising all kinds of things, and they have all kinds of solutions, the people who talk a good game, but for them to really play it and perform in it, they just can't do it. I mean, we heard so many things about things that needed to be fixed and how they would fix them in the country, and Kenny Anthony and this and Emma Hippolyte were not making sense. And the people came in and it's worse, they left things worse, because it seems all they were concerned about is how to redo everything in a manner where they could redirect and divert money and rechannel money into the beneficial interest of their friends, their family, foreigners. And it is difficult not to speculate, even if you don't have hard proof, that there was some kind of skullduggery going on, that there was some kind of, thing going on there about, embezzlement or whatever for people to enrich themselves and the people that they wanted to enrich. I mean, this whole fiasco in the Rodney Bay area and so on that has been done. And the funny thing is, the successor administration comes in. People forget the genesis of those things because our pain and our agony and our anguish of the time is what we're concerned about. Yet those things do not lend themselves to overnight solutions. You can't go and dig up and excavate and mash up a road and all the things that go into road building to fix a problem. You can't do it overnight. Sometimes you have to figure out how you can make the most and the best of a very bad situation while you work on a solution which requires better planning. It just goes to make the point. We must be very careful who we allow to put their hands on the wheels and the levers of managing and governing our society, because yes, you might change the government, but that doesn't mean that you can change the problem suddenly, overnight, quickly. We have to be very careful. And I hope now that we are approaching 3 years of a change of government, I don't need to campaign, It's not campaign, I'm campaigning. I just hope we will put more thought into it. Put more thought into it. And not about trivialities, not about frivolities, not about little, peccadillo, pataclack little issues here and there that we're prepared to change a government over them because of some minor irritations that we have. People, we have to be very careful who we place control of our country and its governance in their hands, because they can do things that the other side can come in fully committed and resolved that they are going to do something about it, but it's not something you can do overnight. Enough said on that. We're already at 1 o'clock, but I think we can take a little couple of minutes beyond the regularly scheduled commercial break. Although according to strict radio media discipline, you should not, you should stick to whatever it is. You had one problem on one end, or create another problem on the other end. But there seems to be something going on with at the Ministry of Infrastructure, especially the Transport Division, that is causing some kind of annoyance, some kind of irritation, especially on the part of the Association of Driving Instructors, I think they call it, right? And that does not seem to me to be such a big problem that it needs to be dragged out to the point where the association has to be giving media interviews to explain why they are. This has been ongoing for a long time. There should have been some kind of sit down by now to solve the problem. Don't let small things or things that on the surface of it, at least in the public mind, grow big and become large and become issues that next thing you know, they become political, they become, the reason for some kind of industrial or protest action or placards or driving school instructors, whatever, will park their vehicles across, your parking lot at the ministry and block the road or do something like that because they want attention brought to it. If it is a situation where the driving instructors are saying, yes, you have the theory exams, but the theory exams do not cater for certain people who are impaired, certain people who are differently abled. It doesn't meet the needs, and if someone is differently able, sometimes that is all the more reason why they need a driver's license, why they need a vehicle, because of the challenge that they face. Do not leave yourself in a situation where it can be said you are insensitive, where it can be said that you are not, concerned about the people who face this challenge. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but my friend, do you believe that the driving instructors, they just want to make a row and they just want to stir up a commotion? There needs to be some sit down. And I gather it's not that they're saying that they're sure that they're right and the ministry is wrong, whatever. What they're saying is that a meeting or some kind of interaction that they have been seeking for so long is just not happening. Does it really take that long? I agree with ministers who want to allow their technocrats and their PSs and their technical officers and the heads of department and the head of the transport division and licensing department and all of that. I fully support them. Let them do their work. They're supposed to be the professionals. But here's the kicker. Here is the kicker. When you see the performance of that work begins to mushroom into public disaffection, because today it is the driving instructors, tomorrow it is drivers in general and people who are looking for their driver's license and those kinds of things. When it begins to mushroom into public disaffection, let me say something which all the politicians know. At the end of the day, you are the one who bears power with corresponding responsibility, in that you are answerable to the public. You are answerable to the electorate. Is you people breathing down your neck? Is you people screaming for your head? Is you people baying for your blood? It ain't no PS, it ain't no chief licensing officer, whatever. Ultimately, power belongs to and resides with the people. You are the one who is directly responsible to the people. Minister, don't let any kind of person in the name of they are the technical officers with direct responsibility for run you aground where it concerns the people's perception and the people's reaction and the people's disaffection and the people's inconvenience in a matter that probably could be dealt with a simple meeting. When it reaches that point, it is time for you, as someone who was elected by the people and to whom they have delegated their powers to act on their behalf. Act on their behalf. Intervene. Get something done. And then no PS or no director of this whatever who can stop you and prevent you from doing it. Don't let any kind of public officer, as much as you give them the respect and the professional distance to do their work, never let them hamstring you or make you believe. Because some of them, they don't do that with the predecessors, but they do it with you. By the time you come in, they tell you, oh, you can't do this. It's always a can't do this and a can't do that and a can't do this and a can't do that. A can't do, on you. And at the end of the day, this thing is growing. This thing is roiling. This thing is just, becoming something that is boiling over and is on you. It's like when you put a porridge on the fire and you leave it unattended and it boil and it boil and it boil and it boiling over. Well, this time the hot porridge is not in the fire. It boiling on you. It's you it burning. You got to do something about this and don't allow the inaction, which is probably more by design than by coincidence, for any kind of public officer to drive you into a wilderness that is within your own space and your own zone, and like you're powerless to deal with it. Don't let it mushroom. Don't let it grow. Sir, do something about it. Don't let what to me is a simple thing that could be, and especially when it rests upon a call for us to meet and have a meeting. There can't be a roster and a calendar and an itinerary that is so busy that across how many months we can't have an interaction over something. You see, people are understanding up to a point when things are explained to them. And that is why you have those meetings, so that you understand, okay, these are the issues. So somebody can go out, whether it is your communications officer, whether it is your minister, because ministers have a special duty and a special power and a special right to communicate with the public. Because when they were seeking to get elected, they communicated with the public. And the public knows them and holds them responsible. Look at the other day. We had a press conference by Wasco. And the CEO of Wasco came out and laid out everything that's going on with the water and the challenge of the water and how they have to try to manage it, the emergency situation that they have to declare and so on. People understand better, it's not nice when you don't have water. Nobody will say, okay, well, Mrs. Zilta George Leslie explained. Already people have to struggle with that. Which is why you heard me making that point about the wastage of water from bus pipe and so on. Is the optics just ain't good? Already you talk to people, you tell them, okay, please understand, we're facing this. But that's not the thing. I heard the opposition already starting to try to make something about no new connections, for the next 3 months and so on. That's rough, It's rough. Because at any given time in there, people want water, they need water, they're building, they have this project, sometimes not even to live in the house, but they need water at the construction site for the mixing of this and that and the other, whatever it is. But already as part of the management, you say, look, no pressure washing or spray washing of vehicles and this kind of thing from the mains and so on. And look at how the opposition trying to stir it up already. They're trying to stir up something about it. They're trying to make it look like it's the government that is leaving Wasco under-resourced. And Wasco, I don't know how Wasco can function if Wasco were not getting resources and not getting assistance. Wasco's own revenues, I maintain, cannot cover the kind of responsibilities and obligations and things that it has to do. There must be some central government hand-holding. Not at the kind of rates. Wasco can never collect enough money for its operations and the things it has to do based upon those water rates that it is charging. And there's a lot of water that's being wasted, water that's being illegally tapped, water that's being stolen, all kind of things like that are happening. But I'm saying, look at how out there the opposition is trying to pick up and to piggyback and to capitalize and exploit a water problem that we're having in the country. Now, if you see that thing with the licensing is not dealt with, what was once a little molehill, a little peccadillo, will blossom, will grow into a big lady that it need never have been. So I'm just asking, I'm just saying, like I think many people, please do something about it. I think we've gone far enough. Let's take the commercial break. And when we come back, the telephone lines will be open for your calls as yesterday. Don't want to take too much time.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild, the power to heal, the future of pain relief.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues.
We've had a late start today like yesterday because of some technical problems that have been affecting our news department in the television. Cecil Actil, Kira St. Rose, Matonia Ferdinand, and even our own Jaquan doing their best, but the machines don't always cooperate, to be on the same page, but really appreciate what you guys are doing. And, we know you're putting your best foot forward, and whatever the gremlin or bogey is, that you are going to get the better of it and conquer it. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon, The Real Issues. Hello. How are you doing?
Man, I observe that you have changed your wardrobe, man.
And that is what you call, especially to put jokes on me,
No, I realize that you always used to wear some nice ties.
Mm.
And I observe that your ties, man, the level, I don't know if it's the extra cotton or what on your suit.
Mm.
And I'm very happy to see that you have raised the bar. You have raised the bar. No, I'm watching your glasses then I see.
Is the glasses you want to come on there? Now you're talking.
Eyewear, man. You chase it around. But
I get in some good jokes, on the Facebook Live there. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Is there a new political party, Papa?
A new political party?
The United Wasco Party.
The Wasco Party.
Because I listen to them fellas, Herod Stanislas talking about Wasco. The one from Antwerp Canneries.
There was also that guy Bradley Felix,
Bradley Felix.
Yeah.
Everybody all of a sudden talking about Wasco and water.
Yeah, like the government
Bradley
is not
saying how the Prime Minister talk about this year will be the year of infrastructure and
man,
the
yes.
Prime Minister say nothing about water.
Yeah.
Shelton, you mean just an argument, Shelton?
Yeah.
Shelton, if I tell you for this weekend, this weekend will be time for salad. I must tell you everything about salad. I must mention carrot to you. I must mention cabbage to you. I have to mention broccoli to you. I have to give you everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the Prime Minister just put everything into context and he said, this year is the year of infrastructure.
Right.
And that entails quite a bit.
Yeah.
But you know why they're talking about Wasco and water? Because they realized when they were in office, Shelton, could you tell me how much money they got to the silt, the dam? You have that figure by you?
What's that?
Could you tell me how much money that they got to the silt, the dam? Them fellas?
I don't have the figure, but we know it was substantial, and also to
substantial amount of money.
also to
millions.
they messed around with some things that could have been much further along when Mexico came and agreed to fund the Dennery water supply project and so on and all of that. That was
and
done.
What amount of this silting they did?
A whole lot
What
of
amount of this silting they did?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you like us so much. You like the people of St. Lucia so much. All of a sudden, you care about the water situation.
Yes.
How many countries in the OECD, Shelton? Grenada is going through that right now.
Yes.
Grenada is going through a drought. So is Labour Party that preventing the rain from falling, Shelton?
What's that?
Is it Philip J. that preventing the rain from falling?
You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
Bradley Felix's line is that Philip J. did not allocate or did not put aside any money to support Wasco in the budget and all of that. Come on.
Philip J. is preventing the rain from falling.
Yeah.
Have a blessed afternoon.
Thanks very much. Thank you. The lines are open for your calls, as you would have observed. 724-7325 and 4533911. We're taking your calls. I call Real Issues. You're on. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Hey,
good afternoon, viewers and listeners.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I just want to make 2 points. I heard you earlier, and I actually saw the news item earlier regarding the National Association of Private Schools. And I think it's a pretty unfortunate situation, and I really thought that was dealt with already. I think when I was in that thing happened where the association had some concern that they believe it was arbitrarily instituted, the removal or the immediate suspension of oral exams. And of course, I think I remember calling your show to explain the reason for it in terms of there being a disparity in the way the exams were administered, and that it was done in groups and it was easier for people to, in essence, without using the word, I'll use the word cheat, but for lack of a better term, to get the answers unfairly as opposed to those who went to do it otherwise. But I do know that the association was looking for a meeting with the ministry to try to get this done. I thought that meeting had already happened.
They seem to be very frustrated that this meeting is just not happening, you know. That
not happening. But I mean, we may appreciate. In fact, let me say so. I think the driving instructors whom I spoke to at the time, they did seem to understand the rationale behind it. I think the only thing was that they had an issue with the way it was implemented, in that there was really no notice in a sense. But they did understand the rationale behind it. But I think what they did want us a meeting to, chart the way forward and to come to some sort of agreement or a resolution that's amicable to all parties. So it's unfortunate that is not done as yet. But the second thing, though, I want to touch on Wasco, Shelton, because where I live up at Esperance Post issue, I've been living there for basically 10 years. And the past few months, this is the first time, and I mean it literally, this is the first time that I have gone without water in this area. And it's been an entire week. We got this morning, I hurried to do my laundry, do some cleaning up and everything, but then the pressure has been low again. Now, when I think of it, I'm not angry at Wasco, but I'm angry at a lot of things as what got us here, Shelton. We look at the 66% tariff increase, which is supposed to be allocated to essentially like a lockbox, as the Alan Shasta like to say, right? To go towards the desilting of the dam. And then in comes the new administration when the tenders had already gone out, the contractors were already identified. I was talking about Vinci from Martinique. And I think RG Group, Reno Gachado, was one of those who applied, who won the bid. Then in comes the next administration. They decide to reopen the bid, and lo and behold, the best friend of the last minister for agriculture was also responsible for water resources, which is a bit of a contradiction because these two always find themselves at odds. These two areas always find themselves at odds because you find the water resources, the farmers are invading the water resources, polluting the water resources. So it's even like a conflict of interest for even the minister to hold that kind of ministry, if you ask me. But then in comes his best friend, who also happens to be the uncle of another minister, gets the contract, and then after 6 years, you see only 20% of the desilting done. After tens of millions, we're talking about upwards of $60-something million being spent on that. So so right now I'm upset because the last administration and their board, including the chairman Claudius Dembo, were responsible for overseeing that work at the dam. And right now we are suffering in a drought where we could have had a lot of desilting done within that time. But people would not have to be suffering with limited amounts of water, rationing the water during that dry period. So if anybody is angry right now at Wasco, they should blame the last administration.
Which ministry is directly responsible for Wasco? Which is the?
That would be public utilities. That would fall under the Ministry of Infrastructure. Honorable King is responsible.
All right.
But I think under the last administration, water resources, I think, and part of Wasco's responsibility fell under the Minister of Agriculture, which is Ezekiel Joseph.
Okay.
In fact, I think he was the one responsible.
Okay. Wow.
So there's a whole mess which brought us to where we are, and we could have done the majority of our desilting during the 5+ years, that the last administration was in, but it's not done, and we were left to suffer for it.
Yeah.
So just to remind the public, when you're angry at Wasco, remember Ezekiel Joseph, remember mega contracting, remember Guy Joseph. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thanks, appreciate that. All right, we're still taking your calls, 724-7325 and 4533-911. We have another caller on the line already. Hi, caller, good afternoon. Real issues?
Yes, Sheldon. Sheldon?
Yes, hi.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Yeah, let me tell you about this fellas there. They have nothing. Nothing to stand on. It's just like you have a wall, and you stand on the wall, and the wall is not good. So every time you set the water don't stick on the wall, it falls back. This is how they are. So they're trying to look for every little straw to clump on, to look to see if they, because they have nothing to say. Nothing. They can't even say that if in case they were to get into power, what they would do. Nothing. So let them go ahead and do all that, because what happening there is a drought. Rain is not falling. Even though the government involve Wasco in giving them to help them in financial, that will not make rain fall. It's water or rain we need. So when they come and tell you about Wasco and rain and we cannot connection, I heard that other one saying about 3 months connection will prevent people from. Tell them that they were the one that caused that problem now there. If they had to do what they were supposed to do with the dam, then we wouldn't get that problem we're going through there. So tell them, keep them out shut, and let the government do what they're doing. And if they want to join us, it's okay. But don't come and talk crap. This is my contribution.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. You know, I'm just wondering. Anyway, let's give precedence and priority to the calls. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. The Real Issues. You're on.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
How are you doing?
I am fair to partly cloudy. I noticed that Gasper has been taking note of your attire. It has me worried about Gasper.
What's my attire? I thought attire was your clothing. I didn't know attire involves other things.
Shelton, can I speak on what I call to speak on, please?
No, but tell me about my attire.
None of them days you looking like, cut to fit. Can I finish with that, please? Okay, the clothes on. It's like they're sewing it on you. You're beginning to look so good in the eyes of the public. Can I move along now, please?
I'm missing something. I don't know what it is.
Hello, Shelton. You don't know. Is we that seeing what we see?
All right. Okay. Proceed, honorable member.
Shelton, I shall not take my bag and walk out, but I want to ask you this question. What did Wasco issue or say or state at the press conference that we're experiencing a water emergency?
Yes.
And that would be due to lack of the availability of water, la plipa ka tombe, bagay ko sa? And you right?
Yeah, even the dam, they said, it's below the levels that you would normally expect at this time, and the level is dropping by 6 inches every day. I mean, all of that they said,
Right. And there are communities that have not had water for a while there are communities that get water and some people waste water. But here's my question to you. Wasco is experiencing a water emergency because they don't have water, rain not falling, Mr. Pierre not releasing the water droplets in the environment so that the rain can fall, and I blame him for that. But do you know what the United Wasco Party is experiencing? A power emergency. They have no access to the dam, which is the money. They have no access to the money. So right now they have all these solutions that they could not have applied during the stint between 2016 and 2021. So they have all the answers to the power emergency, so that we St. Lucians can allow them power to come back and drain us some more. They created the myriad of issues we're experiencing. When they built a glass house in Viewport for Wasco, did they not consider that it was not a necessity? That we did not need that, even though Wasco may have needed a headquarters or an outlet or something to save from rent, but we did not need that monstrosity upon approaching the town of Viewport. The first thing we seen is that monstrosity. So and Bradley Phillips is the last person to speak on anything, because he basically signed a document giving away 1,000 acres of our land with his eyes closed, because he did not read the document. I will not tell him shut up. I will never disrespect.
You see how often the man got up to say that the person who was making that allegation in the house was misleading the house, and Richard Frederick. I mean,
hello.
Yeah?
Do you remember the time? There was a time when Honorable Alva Baptiste, in opposition, was saying that the Prime Minister at the time, Alan Chastney, had made a statement about corruption, whatever should not be so onerous, whatever. That was in those words, right? I can't remember it right now. And then the man stand up the many times to say he never said it until the Honorable Alva Baptiste repeated it for him verbatim. These fellas do everything they standing. And wait, Herod wants to talk about Wasco? Herod? My God, Shelton, Herod is so longing for power. He's so missing the power that he's losing the weight that the power had given to him. You can literally see that he has lost weight because he does not have power. So they're experiencing a power emergency. They need to sit back, relax, and allow Moses to guide us. All right?
Which Moses? Moses Jean-Baptiste?
No.
Okay, all right, okay.
Moses Baptist is a Moses, a real Moses, my family, my this, my that.
I see,
but
okay.
the Moses we're talking about is Mr. Philip, Honorable Philip.
So why you want to take Musa's name and give it to Comrade Philip J.
Because you see, you want to come and create a family drama that is not necessary. We are not talking about Honorable Musa Jabatis. We are talking about Moses from the Bible, the one that the Lord had taken and put on a side into the furnace so he could have fixed him up, so that he could have come back in the 5 years and take us and impact us on the floor, on the ground, from the ground to the floor to the top. We are being impacted by Honorable Philip Joseph Pierre, from the man from God.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much. All right. All right, folks. Once again, to those of you who tuned in late and who didn't hear my explanation, I'm wearing my backup goggles. You know, they're kind of like sports goggles that I keep as a backup for my glasses, which I experienced some breakage of it today and so on. So have fun. You know, a lot of you are talking about basketball players that I look like and so on. But that's what's behind it. That's what accounts for the different look. If it looks bad, my apologies. If it looks great, oh my goodness, I'm feeling proper. I'll probably come back with it on other days. But we have a caller on the line. Hi. Good afternoon. Real Issues. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Daniel.
Hey, how are you doing?
Mr. Daniel. Good.
Is that someone?
Well, at least I don't have to ask. I don't have to ask the question.
Is that someone?
Because you have said so.
Is that someone known as Timai?
Yeah, maybe it's Timai.
What's on your mind today?
I would have asked the question, but you have said it all.
Yes.
So let's not go down that road, because I was about contacting Meniva for her to give me the details. To tell me which jabal is that you got that put you looking that way. And trust me, she would tell me, because she knows it all.
Especially if it's something disparaging, you know. When it comes to me, she always looks for ways to denigrate and disparage me and so on. But anyway,
let's get to it.
Yes.
I don't know why Bradley has to come and talk about anything about Wasco and anything. Bradley is the only member of parliament I know that is illiterate.
Yeah.
Only member of parliament. He can't read and he can't write.
Really?
Because if no, how he signed a document and he didn't read it?
He was just being maybe negligent. He just thought it wasn't necessary. Maybe his all-powerful leader told him, sign this. And he felt he couldn't say, I need to read it first. You never know.
Hello, Sheldon. How are you going to put a document in front of me and tell me sign it and I don't have to read it? What am I signing? My death warrant?
Okay, maybe you have not found yourself having to serve under the all-powerful, you know.
Come on, man. Let me say something to you. Hence the reason he told them that they have to submit to him.
Exactly.
They submitted to him. He never demanded that.
Exactly.
Because first to begin, I will let the man know, look, the people voted for me. I am a member of parliament. I have to represent them, and I cannot do as you asked me to do. And now Bradley wants to talk. Since when Bradley can read? And since when he can write?
Maybe
Let me
Maria.
say something to you.
Maybe Maria is expecting Bradley to be too much like Maria, and he doesn't have that kind of
No,
courage. He doesn't have
no,
that kind of courage.
even if it had taken me 6 years to read it, I would have taken my time to read and ask questions.
Okay.
Because don't forget, the people will be asking you questions in time to come.
Yes.
If Alan decides to pack up and leave tomorrow, as his European citizenship, he has European ties, he has Canadian ties, we don't know whether he has Brazilian ties, he can leave.
Okay.
And Bradley is left there with long plaque behind his head.
You know, who knows, if Bradley had taken that position, he might have been made deputy speaker. They wouldn't have had a problem with deputy speaker, because apparently deputy speaker was reserved for people who needed to be punished, put in their place. So maybe they might have taken him out from being a minister to make him deputy speaker, you know.
Man, and I love Stephenson King. Really. You see that thing he said in the house? Oh man, that tune. Oh, let me say something to you. These footballers have every right to hate Stephenson King, because really he really dragged them to the mud. Really. And he dragged them in time, just as they kicked him out and to put Chasney. They didn't know who laughed last like the best. He left when they needed him the most.
Okay.
When they needed his feet to stand on, he left. He left the right time. And I'm telling you,
between
Alan
Stephenson King and Richard Frederick, who you think they hate the most? They hate more.
No. You know, they don't like Richard. They are afraid of Richard, but they hate King.
Okay.
They are afraid of Richard. They know his head and they know his mouth. But they hate King because you forgot what they said? They call him the snake. They said he betrayed them.
Yeah,
they didn't betray themselves, though.
I heard all of that.
He betrayed them.
It's so very difficult to know which one is heavy on the scale of hatred, you know, when it comes to that. Because look at Ernest Hillay. You know, Shasta still wants to go forward with that thing about that Land Rover and the discontinuation of the case.
Let him go.
And he wants to leave to appeal to CCJ and all kind of thing about that. You know, the man is just determined that he's going to get Ernest.
Let him go. Hello.
Yeah.
He could buy the guys. He could buy the white guys in England. But the CCJ guys, he can't buy them, eh? I'm letting him know. Because don't waste his time on his bribe money. On his bribe. Because that's not going to work for him.
Okay.
When he was telling the little rats that were on him, the mice that were on him, oh, come on, Rally. We don't want the CCJ. He knew well why he did not want the CCJ. Because the CCJ is not for them. It's not against them, against him.
But apparently now CCJ is the best thing that he's ever experienced, eh?
True?
Yeah, oh man, he loves the CCJ now.
Yeah. Oh, so he probably got somebody there to bribe him then.
Because I think he won some case that went to the CCJ and it went in his favor, or so he feels, and so on. So the same CCJ he may not have been too hot about, he got a decision from them that was encouraging to him. You know, so let's just see. Only time will tell.
Okay, let's see as it goes.
Yes.
But it's one thing I know for sure. He will not be the Prime Minister of Senegal anymore.
Thank you very much, Maria.
All matters to us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Have a good day.
All right.
Good.
All right, I think we're due for a commercial. All right, but we have someone on the line, so let's take that caller and then we'll go for our final commercial break. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real Issues.
Yes, Shelton. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
All right, how are you doing?
Yes, I've been there for almost half an hour on the line.
Really? Oh my goodness.
I good, yes.
Okay, we owe you big money. We owe you big money, or you owe us big money?
I want to pick up my parliamentary rep, Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot, for the good things she has been doing for the benefit of the people in the constituency of Babono. Okay? She know me as Riceberg. Riceberg is the one calling right now there.
Okay, is
I
it
want to further tell you
Riceberg
that I find it very insulting that Senator Dominic Fede, who we agreed to allow to stay in St. Lucia, coming out and almost making a mockery of himself and the UWP for reckless statements. Secondly, Asne should never be allowed to be a member of parliament because Shasne has no respect for the people of Miku South. I have never seen any opposition leader given an excuse, no matter what excuse he gave, to forego a budget debate. I have never, in all my years, that has never happened. So I don't know what some St. Lucians are thinking when they believe Alan Sharpney is their savior. Rasta men, African people who know of all the depression that Europeans brought about on them should not be supporting Shasney. And I'm going to tell St. Lucians again, when election comes again around, please, the people who are there for you, the people who are putting you first, ensure that you put them back in government and don't put people who are there for their pockets. That's all I have to say. Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot, have a good day. Rise back there.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Rise back. Nice to hear from you. Let's go for our break, and then when we come back, we'll be taking more calls and messages.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you, at Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with the Real Issues. On this Wednesday, it is the 22nd of May, 2024. We're taking your calls. We still have about 10 more minutes of calls, don't we? So you can call us 724-7325 or 4533911. We have someone on the line. Good afternoon, Real Issues. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sheldon.
Yes, hi. And the other caller will be holding.
How are you doing, sir?
Yes, I'm doing okay. How about you?
Let me say. Dealing with Wasco. Sheldon, every year, I think we do have that series for time. We always have a time in the year, in the beginning of the year, where we do not have we have
You're breaking up, like you're coming on and then it's cutting off. I don't know why. All right, okay, so do we have the other caller holding? All right, let's see if we can get that other caller. Sorry about that. Yeah, hello? So you didn't take out this caller and put on the other one? All right, well, no, but we have to move on. We can't have that call. The quality just isn't good. Do we have another caller on the other line? Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real Issues.
Yes, good afternoon, Sheldon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Sheldon, do you remember when you was dredging the Roseau Dam? Either Wasco government bought a used thing to dredge the dam, almost for $1 million.
Yeah,
something that was used.
The thing that never worked or something?
And the thing never worked, almost $1 million.
Yeah.
Now I have said Bradley want to blame the government for not allocating money for Wasco. Where were they? They were there. They did all kind of mess with the Wasco project at the Roseau Dam. From changing the contractor to a next contractor. Gail Rigover's brother was given the contract to do it when they had somebody. Kenny Anthony had put a proper plan in place. I believe the World Bank gave them some money for them to do what they had to do, and the people make a mess down there. Now they want to blame Philip JP for that is rain that is not coming down these days. Yeah. I have Dominic said about because they suspend putting meters. How could you put meters for people when you don't have water?
Exactly.
So I don't understand those people. Those people come around looking for things for them to say all kind of nonsense. Yesterday I heard on Newspin, not on Newspin, on DBS, that man Mr. Harrell, the famous Mr. Harrell, and another guy from Miller talking about nonsense. How could the government put a minimum wage where you want employers to drop all employees with a high bill up to pay people all those kind? You have to do something to satisfy everybody. How you tell me, everybody's supposed to get a monthly payment of $2,000 every month? Those little shops, those little places, how could they pay people? Do you want them to drop a mass set of people from work? Anyway, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Someone sends me a message and they say, I'm struggling with Cornelia about this Moses and which Moses and how Philip J. Pierre could be Moses when there's a Moses in his cabinet. So the message says, Moses J. Pierre Garçon, you sleeping? There's another message which says, Shelton, I find it quite unfortunate that 3 months later, the National Association of Driving Schools is still awaiting a meeting with the Ministry of Infrastructure and the Division of Transport regarding the arbitrary removal of the oral driving exams. The instructors have been pleading to have a discussion with the Chief Transport Officer and the Permanent Secretary so that we can come to an amicable resolution that won't negatively impact the students. However, this has been to no avail. We do know that Miguel Favre was trying his utmost to make this happen before he left the ministry. Is the Permanent Secretary a law unto herself? Is the Chief Transport Officer a law unto himself? Is this how driving instructors are being treated? We are calling on Senior Minister King to intervene before drastic action is taken. All right, so I think that's a very good. Maybe this individual was waiting for Miguel to call so that they could have things in a better context. Sounds like somebody who knows, or somebody who knows a lot more about the situation. But thank you very much. I think this is a very nice compliment and supplement to Miguel's comments earlier on. All right, let's see if we can get some more of the comments and the messages in. Okay, trying to get them there. Let me go to the Facebook Live and see if I can at least read. There's a couple of comments from the live. Did I lose the Facebook Live? Okay, no, I did. Seems like I did. Okay. Eusebia Jean-Baptiste, good afternoon to you. She says, like how you say it, Shelton, they're deliberately trying to sabotage the government's performance, and the anti-government haters will run their mouth. All right. Someone adds to that, says that's especially true when the Labour guys get into office. Good afternoon, Virginia Satney. Thank you very much for your nice and encouraging comment, which says, we simply love you, Shelton, no matter what, no matter whether it's glasses or goggles, right? Thank you very much for that. I tell you, they put jokes on me already. It's all in good spirit. Appreciate it just the same. Let's see if I can get a couple more comments. There are so many of them. Who is hosting the show today? Raphael? Donatello? Anna Rosa Nimoni says, Shelton going and dive? And Deroy Destang says, our new style. Alright, thank you very much, folks, for all of that. And I'll be heading, like I said, to the glasses place where I got my glasses and see if they can do anything with the standard pair that I normally wear for occasions like this, coming to work and so on. Miguel Favre did put something on in the chat, Facebook Live. He said, I can't tell whether he's James Worthy or Karim Abdul-Jabbar. Cecilia Allen, hey, Shelton has new glasses. Miguel says, Demolition Day. That guy Miguel is right in the thick of it, folks, thank you so very much, for your company today and so on, and for being very understanding in the late start that we had, and keeping the program animated and fired up. That's why I'm going to take this call and others. If they keep coming, I'll keep taking them. If the lotto comes in, we'll go to it, and then we'll come back for a couple of minutes of extra time. We have a call on the line. Hello? Hello? Hi, caller. Are you there? Hello?
Hello, Sheldon.
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
I'm here. I can hardly hear you. But I'll speak.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay. The problem we have with Wasco, sometimes the staff themselves are bringing that on them. We have some burst pipe up Rodney Heights. Whenever you call Wasco to repair the pipe, apparently they get annoyed. They'll repair that pipe and leave the water weeks without opening it. We had a burst pipe higher up, 5 o'clock in the morning, and neighbor called us. They keep on putting the elbow over the drain, and when the pressure comes, it burst it. 6 times they have asked him to repair it. when they came and repaired about a month ago, and they never opened the water for the people, the residents to get water. I can understand last year they had a problem with the dam. We said 3 months from December we had no water. But you mean this is deliberately. Sometimes I cannot blame the people in. I'm not blaming the government. But sometimes the Wasco staff, they're doing that deliberately.
And you live in what area? Rodney Bay, Bonte, what area you live in?
Rodney Bay. I'm Mrs. Drysdale, you know me, and I'm always calling.
Okay. So have you had any improvement?
And there's so many teachers and guest house there.
Have you had any improvement in your situation?
We have to buy water. I have to call my daughter. We have to buy water. Never. You see, December last year, we didn't have water for 3 months. We understood there was a problem. It was a problem. We understood that. It's been happening for years, over the past 20 years. But now it's worse. 3 months without water. And then when you call them, you have to buy the water.
Yeah.
If you're retired, I mean, even if you're retired, you have to buy water for $500 minimum on your pension. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's not.
No wonder why the people have to be quarreling. You're not going to blame the government, but Wasco can do something better.
What would you like Wasco to do?
Hello?
What would you like Wasco to do?
But at least you send the water at least once a week. We send the water once a week at least. You fill up your tanks. It's not that. From the time I'm here, we never have water in the pipe in the day.
And do you believe they can and should supply the water that they send cheaper than what you're paying?
The water they send, of course, it's cheap, because when you have to buy a tank of water, 18 gallons for $500.
18 gallons?
They fill up 2 tanks a year and a half, and you pay $500.
No, but that's a lot more than 18 gallons. What it is they give you? 1,800?
Some of them were asking more. The last time we paid $800. I mean, that's unfair.
That's for how many gallons? That's what I'm trying to find out. For how many gallons they making you pay that money?
18 gallons.
It can't be 18 gallons. 18 gallons for $800. That does sound right.
Let me tell you, yes. And then the last one that came, 2 tanks. That's the amount that the truck can hold. 2 tanks and a half. $500. And that's still better than the previous one.
Yeah, but it's not
but
18
then there's
gallons.
Water. Wasco is not opening it because you call them to repair. At least they feel you should not call them when there's a burst pipe. That's what is happening. The water, there was a burst pipe for days. We had to call them because they don't want you to repair it yourself. They don't want somebody to repair it for you. And once you call them, how weeks now they have not seen the water up Rodney Bay, on Rodney Heights there. Their clients there, the other people there.
Okay.
And all the time you have to pay, and the bottom has water, but they're not opening the water because the pressure was high. They put a half-inch pipe. They're not elbow. They refuse to change the health. Anybody can come and see what we are saying there.
Okay.
And they have been doing that for years, and it's worse. They came and repaired the pipe 6 times.
Okay.
The next day it burst again. So in other words, you are troubling them. The night crew passed, they say it's a day crew. The day crew came, they repaired. Somebody repaired, and since they repaired it, they have not opened the water.
Okay.
And that is not a lie. I mean, that is deliberate. People have worked as public servants. You all are frustrating them. The water pressure is high when they open it. They're deliberately closing it because you have no right to call them. You're bothering them. That's what it is.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, my friend. Thanks a lot. Jaquan, it looks like the lotto is being nice to us today, taking a little time to come on board. But whenever they do, know that you can fade out. We don't seem to have anyone, on the line for us right now. So we're probably going to just have to leave it at that at this time. People are very disciplined. They know that we normally try to end the program on time. So maybe that's the reason why they are not making use of the extra time that I announced. So thank you very much for another great job at the controls with the calls and all of that. Thank you very much, everyone, for once again making the real issues your choice and preference at this time of the day, 12:30 to 2 p.m. on weekdays on Real FM Radio 91.3, 91.5, NBC Television Channel 120, Flow Cable TV service on the Facebook Live, as well as streaming on YouTube. Looks like we have what we're going to call our going out person. Hi, caller, you're on the air. This is the real issues. Go ahead.
Shelton?
Yes, what's up?
Yeah, I'm here in the Wasco quarry. I'm in it myself. But I'm not I'm not a believer that Wasco should privatize in a total. But there's something that Wasco need to do, and I believe they will get more efficiency. The maintenance aspect of Wasco, I believe that has to be private, just like USELEC, with contractors.
Mm-hmm.
And Wasco should end up going that route. Wasco should also, we must not forget that the politics of the whole thing as well, where I remember clearly that the United Workers' Party, in winning the last election, were taunting the government that they found they had the money there and they took all that money and they never did nothing in the dam.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also I have to give the ruling government now a pluck as well, because they need to tell us what transpired, what happened with that money, what transpired at the dam. We knew monies were collected, and it's been still collected on your bill, but we were hearing things in opposition. Now that we're in government, the party is in government, I ain't hearing concrete evidence that, hey, this was not done, that was not done, and because we have gone there and we know and we notice this. I mean, you have to tell people these things. It cannot be just politics as usual. Like you say something in opposition, and when you get into government, you just sweep it under the carpet because you want it. No. It cannot work so. People are getting more. People want to hear. They want results. They want to hear what is going on, because I am convinced in my mind that a good job was not done at the dam, to desal the dam. So we're back to square one. But who is holding the contractor responsible? Who is doing this? So we need to know. And I'm also, in my investigation, Shelton, I'm getting little vibes that there is something at Wasco there that the people, and if they notice, there's a man name that has not been mentioned at all in this water crisis. Remember that guy, Timothy James?
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think that had anybody at Wasco who really understood this guy, because this guy had this thing to a T. I mean, we had a real worst drought, and that valving thing, the problem, in as much as there's a low water level, Wasco's biggest problem now is valving, and whether or not that the people they have there now knows what to do and how to do it, so that you wouldn't hear all these rumblings where politicians now getting involved and making it look political. But something has to be done.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, and I think with that, we're going to wrap up the real issues for today. Thank you very much, everyone. Once again, Shelton Daniel signing out.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton